AITA for leaving a family barbecue when asked to help in the garden. This whole thing happened just today, so it's still fresh, and honestly, I'm still trying to make sense of it. It all started on Thursday. I got a text from my ex-wife's stepfather, let's call him Graham. He invited me and my girlfriend to a family barbecue at his house. Now, to be clear, my relationship with my ex-wife's family is complicated but civil. We have kids together, and I've always tried to keep things polite for their sake. I've been to a few of these family gatherings in the past, usually a bit awkward but manageable. Anyway, this seemed like one of those casual early summer weekend things. Graham said something like, "Come by Saturday, barbecue at ours. Should be good weather." Short and sweet. I figured, hey, it's a good opportunity to keep the peace and maybe catch up with a few familiar faces. So I offered to contribute. I brought a generous tray of barbecue sausages and made both a pasta salad and a potato salad from scratch the night before, family-sized portions. My girlfriend, excited to meet a bit more of my extended history, even helped prep the food. We dressed for the occasion, light summer clothes, nice shoes, nothing fancy but definitely not yard work gear. The weather was perfect. One of those glorious early summer afternoons. The drive there was easy, and we were actually looking forward to spending the day outside, maybe with a cold drink in hand and some halfway decent conversation. We pulled into Graham's driveway and noticed a few people already there, some hanging around the back garden. As we walked in with the food in hand, smiles ready, I started to notice something off. Graham met us with a nod, not the warmest welcome, but again, that's par for the course with him. Then, after putting the food down inside, he clapped his hands together and said something like, "All right, glad you're all here. Before we eat, we've got a couple things to get done. Patio's a mess, and we need to clear out that back corner so I can get the greenhouse delivered next week. Shouldn't take more than an hour if we all pitch in." I blinked thinking he was joking, but no one laughed. In fact, people were already starting to shuffle around, pulling on gardening gloves and walking toward the side of the yard. Graham looked at me and my girlfriend expectantly. Then he added, "There's some dog mess on the patio that needs clearing too." Now let me be clear. These weren't my dogs. I have dogs, but they were at home, thank you very much. These were clearly the mess of Graham's own or perhaps someone else's. And here I was, in loafers and a lightweight summer shirt, being told to start scooping poop and clearing brambles before a meal. I kind of laughed nervously and said, "I wasn't expecting manual labor, I'm not really dressed for it." My girlfriend nodded in agreement. She was wearing a summer dress and sandals, hardly gardening attire. But the tone in the group changed instantly. Graham's wife, my ex-wife's mother, made a dismissive sound and said something like, "Well, if you're not going to help, why are you here?" And my ex-wife gave me this cold look and muttered, "Same old story." I was stunned. I glanced at the food we brought, the homemade salads, the sausages, and back at them. Not a thank you, not a smile, just judgment and thinly veiled contempt. At that moment, I realized this wasn't a barbecue in the social sense. This was a bait-and-switch work party. They wanted free labor. The food was a carrot at the end of a rake. So I turned to my girlfriend and said, "Come on, let's go." We picked up our things, not the food, I'm not that petty, and walked back to the car. Nobody stopped us. No one said goodbye. We ended up driving out to a quiet country pub we'd passed on the way. Sat outside with proper drinks, ordered a fantastic roast, and spent the afternoon laughing and shaking our heads. It was peaceful, relaxed, how a Saturday should feel. But it didn't end there. When I got home, I checked my phone and saw a flood of notifications. Apparently, the kids of some of the adults who were there, teenagers and 20-somethings mostly, had taken to social media to mock me. Things like, "Guess some people are allergic to hard work," and "Barbecue flake, bring food," then bounce face with tears of joy. A few even tagged me directly. I didn't respond. Honestly, I'm not angry, but I am disappointed. Disappointed that I was misled. Disappointed that I tried to show up for what I thought was a friendly gathering and instead got roped into a chore day disguised as a social event. So AITA. I didn't go there to be lazy. I came with food, ready to participate in conversation and a meal. If Graham had been upfront and said, "Hey, before we eat, we're tackling some yard stuff, bring gloves," I might have made a different call. But that's not what happened. We were lured there under false pretenses, then guilt-tripped when we didn't fall into line. I chose to leave with dignity instead of being coerced into doing dirty work in dress shoes. But now I'm being painted as the villain. So Reddit, was I wrong to walk away from this family barbecue? Or was I just refusing to be a sucker?